Kaya Cooks. I'm in the kitchen today and I am sharing a recipe today, another vegetarian one. This is called Panda Express Copycat Tofu with string beans. This is a recipe that I grew up on as a kid. Panda Express, going with my mom, and my mom would order this tofu with string beans. I was a young little girl. I'd try it and so good. Delicious, delicious, delicious. It got me hooked on tofu. It got me to love this. And then one day Panda Express stopped selling it. And this was like, I was born in the 90s. So I was like, maybe 1995, 1996, 1997. And then one day they just stopped selling. I was like, no. So here I am. I'm recreating the recipe. I want to go ahead and share this with you guys. And let me know what you guys think if you try it. It's really good. Really good. Really, really, really good. So so I wanted to show that I had some tofu here, and I used a paper towel to get out the excess moisture. So I used a paper towel. I kind of been letting it sit here for a minute. I did start cutting a little bit of the tofu. So here are the pieces. So your pieces, you want to cut them so that they are just like this. Just these little strips. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on chopping and get these little tofu pieces, little strips going so we could have our tofu going. But meanwhile, as I do that, I am going to come over here to the wok. So here in my wok, I have about, I want to say, half a cup of coconut oil, 1/3, 1/2 cup. Not exactly sure, but just as long as you have coconut oil, whatever oil, coconut oil, you can use canola oil, vegetable oil. I prefer using coconut oil, organic, it's healthier. So, so I'm going ahead and I'm heating that up. I put it on, you want to put it on a higher heat. So I am going to put it on a medium-high heat and let that heat up and get really, really hot. As you can see, it's already beginning to melt. And then I will go ahead and get my tofu in there. So you just want to go ahead and place your tofu into your hot wok with that hot coconut oil on that medium-high heat. Don't worry about pieces breaking because naturally they're going to break. This is firm. I use either firm or extra firm tofu. I believe this is the firm organic. Okay. So as you can see, I got my tofu in there. It's getting ready to go. It'll all fit in here. And I'm going to show you guys all as I assemble all of it. Okay, so just be prepared that it's going to take a moment to cook till everything gets golden. And then once everything gets golden, we're going to go ahead and flip over the tofu. We're going to get it crispy on each side, really crispy. So it's going to be very good. Meanwhile, let's work on our sauce. Okay, so here are some sauces that I wanted to show you guys. When you make a stir fry, the most important thing is going to be the sauce. I find it's going to be definitely the sauce. You either would want a more saltier sauce or a more sweet sauce. This recipe has a little bit of a sweeter kind of a sauce on it. So I did actually just buy this one. I just brought this sauce here, the Sank's classic sauce, which has, it's a typical classic sauce for stir fry. It has soy sauce, sherry, garlic, and onion. But this one has 5 carbs. So this is low carb, which is great. But I do need that little bit of sweetness in there. So for the sweetness, I'm going to add the hoisin sauce for my little hint of the sweetness that goes with this tofu string beans. So I'm going to start off with first some soy sauce. So I'd say, a teaspoon. Yeah, maybe like a teaspoon of that. So I kind of just eyeball everything. But yeah, pick whatever sauce you like mix it around first, play with it and see what you like best. I find that I like to, mix things together kind of and check out what flavor I like most, and see. So then I just put like a little about, a teaspoon of that too. Okay, then I have this hoisin sauce, which is going to give the sweetness. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon. Okay. So at the end, when we're, you know, for the stir fry, yeah, at the end, I'm going to go ahead and we'll add this all at the end. So I'm just going to get this all mixed up, and then I'm going to put it to the side, and we will coat the tofu and the string beans all with it once it all gets nice and crispy. Okay. So now I wanted to start the other part of the recipe, and I wanted to say for the string beans, let me actually move all this out real quick and let me show you. Okay, so the sauce is all mixed up. Okay, so the string beans, these are the string beans, and you're just going to want to cut off only the ends. So keep them long, keep the string beans nice and long. This is how we're going to want them to be. So this amount of string beans, I'm going to say that this is about a pound or 2 pounds. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't pay attention, you know, when I kind of brought them. It didn't say anything on the bag I got. I guess it was all kind of like, you know, weight or whatever. So just get like, you know, just a good amount of string beans. I'd say that this is probably 4 cups? 4 cups maybe. 4 cups of string beans, okay? So then I have my garlic, and then you're also going to want a whole onion. So for the garlic, I am using 6 cloves of garlic. Oh, no, actually not 6 cloves of garlic. I forgot. I have ginger right here. So you're going to want a little nub of ginger. Then I have my 5 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. I love lots of garlic in my cooking. And then 1 whole, like medium yellow onion, yellow or, you know, whichever onion, it's fine, you know, but purple onion, you just wouldn't want to use, I mean, not purple. See, that's what I call purple onion, red onion. You don't want to use red onion. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this and just get the garlic nice and finely chopped and peeled. And then for my ginger, I'm going to chop that as well as finely as I can. So I'll just run my knife through that and get that all together. One of my tips for cooking that I'm going to share with you guys is these little bags you get I like to use these like when I'm cooking. So when you buy your veggies, save your little bag that you get your veggies in, and then put it to the side and just throw all your like scraps in there you're cooking with, and it's amazing. It works really good. Like that is one of my tips that I've been using for a while. I used to watch Rachel Ray a lot, and like she has some pretty good tips. I think she uses a bowl is what she uses for her like scraps and her trash or something. So yeah, I'm just finally chopping up this garlic, getting that going. Okay, and then the ginger. Let's finally chop that up too. So I'll mix the ginger up with the garlic. Okay. And then for the onion, there's a certain way that I want to cut my onion. So when I cut my onion, I want to cut it so that the strips are pretty long. So that they go along with the string beans really well when you cook this up. So I'm going to cut my onion like in half. And then I'm going to get these 2 halves here, just like that. And then I'm going to begin to cut just like this. Just a nice straight cut, so that when you get your onions and you break them up, see, let's throw away that middle part. Well, let's throw that away because that's not too good of a part. Okay, so here's how my onions are going to look. So we're going to have, you know, like perfect. So yeah, so I'm going to use this whole onion. And this is the first thing that I'm going to add to the pan before I add those string beans when I get ready to add that. Ooh, I'm starting to get some onion tears, so hold on. Whoa, those onions got me, guys. Like, look at that. I'm like, Okay. Oh, you know, onions are actually really good. I'll give you guys a tip about onions. They're actually really good for if you have like chest congestion or if you have mucus. Like onions clear up like all that stuff, your sinuses and stuff. So that's why like onions kind of make you cry and stuff like that. So a tip is if you are sick or suffering any kind of like cold or like a flu, eat onions and garlic. Like there's some tips online. You can even make a tea with it. Like a tea out of onions and freaking garlic, and that's supposed to like clear it up. So if you get sick or you're like having some sinus issues or congestion, yeah. So I just want to kind of share that in a minute. So one of the things that can be a little complex about tofu is that it can stick together while it's cooking, kinda. So usually as it like starts to get browner and everything, so you'll just want to kind of take your spatula, your cooking tool, and kind of just, you know, keep them separated because they will try to stick together. Like right here, it's really trying to stick together a bit. But everything's gonna get nice and golden and crispy and brown. Okay, so you will also want to set up a little plate with a paper towel so that you can put your tofu on there when it's done and everything. So I'm trying to show you guys that we're getting that golden brown that I'm looking for. Kind of trying to pick up this piece, show you guys. So as you can see, that's the golden brown exactly that we're looking for. So, oh, I have some tea in the microwave and the microwave's getting mad at me. Okay, so check that out. Check that out. And that is so crispy. That's going to be so crispy, so delicious. This is exactly what you're looking for with the tofu, is you're looking for that crispiness. So you may have to switch to using a tong, because what'll happen is it'll make it easier to turn this around. But you can use chopsticks, you can use a tong, you can use whatever you cook with, you know, just as long as you can flip it over. Because I had to switch from that spatula for a minute. But that spatula is going to be great once I start and begin the stir fry. But, wow. Look at that. Look at that fucking golden deliciousness. Excuse the cuss word, but that is some good ass looking tofu. That looks really good. Really crispy and good. Okay, so I put a splatter screen on here because sometimes it'll start to kind of, once it starts getting really cooked, it'll start to splatter. So keep yourself a splatter screen nearby. Okay, guys, I have the tofu all out of the wok. So we'll show you guys the result. This is very, very, very crispy tofu, perfectly crispy. Everything is ready to go. What are we going to do now with all of this oil? Okay, so with my wok, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the heat. So I've turned it down to about a medium high. I had it on a little higher, actually. I had it on high heat for a minute with that. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, which is going to give us a very, very fragrant flavor. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add these onions and this garlic right to that wok. So the key to a stir fry is using a really high heat, really high. So now that I have these onions in, that garlic, that ginger, I'm going to keep on moving that around, keep that going. So I'm going to be alternating between medium high and high heat for this stir fry, because when you stir fry with the veggies, it gets them cooked in a flash, like cooked real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna keep moving that around. And I love Asian cooking. I love Asian recipes. I love stir fry. I just love Asian food. I love it. So good. So I love cooking stir fries a lot. That is like one thing I love. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my string beans now. So what we'll go ahead and we'll do is we'll cook these string beans until they are done and they are nice and tender. I might add just a little teeny bit of water to help with the process of cooking the beans. So I'm going to go ahead and get just a little bit of water. So I just add maybe about 3 tablespoons to kind of, to help this along. So I'm going to go ahead and I will be back. I'm going to let this cook up and then we'll be back and we'll finish all this cooking. Okay guys, it's almost done. Almost all the water is cooked out. The water from the string beans and a little bit of water added is almost all cooked out. So I'm happy about that. So soon we're gonna add our sauce and our tofu and then we'll be ready to eat some dinner. Yummy. Okay guys, so right now I have this on the highest heat right now. This is on high heat. Right now the oil's really hitting those onions and that garlic. So my onions and my garlic are starting to brown, and that's exactly what you want. You want to get your onions nice and brown because that's exactly how they would do it at Panda Express. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep hitting this walk around just for probably about another little while, just until I get all those onions nice and golden. They don't have to be perfectly golden, all perfectly burnt gold, burned golden brown, but it makes it definitely really delicious. Like here you could see the kind of the brown. Let me turn on the other side. The brownness, that nice golden. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna keep on working with here. And we do still have a little bit of that coconut oil, which is gonna go with the sauce. So the cool thing about this recipe that I'm going to tell you guys is that this actually is a keto dish as well. So this also is low carb. So despite the hoisin sauce, so the hoisin sauce is about 20 carbs per 2 tablespoons. So I use 1 tablespoon. So it's about 10 carbs. Plus we factor in all the fiber that we're getting from the string beans and everything. And it is all good. Looking great. Okay, so everything looks really good right now. Okay, all looking good. Everything's looking brown. The onions are exactly where I want them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep on letting this go just a short little while, but then I'm going to go ahead and start adding firstly I'm going to add my tofu and then I'm going to add my sauce. So that will be my next step here. I just tried out those string beans. They are perfect. So you want them to have just a little bit of crispiness. Don't overcook them because they'll get soggy. You don't want them all super soggy. So I'm going to go ahead and just add all that tofu in there. Okay. I'm going to get that all mixed around again. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my sauce. I'm now going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off the heat because I do have a stove to where it's still going to remain hot for a sec. So I'm going to get all of that sauce in there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just get that all mixed around as best as I can. Oh, it smells so good. It smells delicious. I cannot wait to take a bite. I just can't wait. I'm like, yes. It looks so good. Now I could smell that sauce. You could smell all the fragrance in there. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Check that out. That is looking good. It's ready. Here we go. Just gonna bring it over. Begin to plate it. Oh, that looks delicious. Delicious. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. Go ahead and get that string bean off there. That around. So there we go. This looks just like what I remember from my childhood. No, string beans fall off the plate. Yeah, I know, but this is exactly what I remember, and it's making me so happy. I feel like I'm a kid again at the Westside Pavilion Mall there in California, in West LA, whatever, and at the mall with my mom. Okay, so here's that tofu crispiness. There's a little onion around it, so it kind of looks weird. So let's try this. Ooh, and let's get a little more onion. I am so hungry. I'm like, I think it's about 6 o'clock. I usually kind of eat dinner a little earlier. So, let's see. Oh, my goodness. It's so good. Really, really, really good. The string beans, they're crisp. They're good. And they go with that like sauce with the sweetness, and it's just a flavor explosion. I'm not going to eat all this. I'm only going to eat half, but I wanted to plate it. Excuse me. It's so good. I wanted to plate it and show you guys how like beautiful this looks on a plate. Like if you're having like a Chinese dinner night and like you could just set up like, you know, plates of all the different dishes. So yeah, I hope you guys like this recipe. Let me know if you guys tried it. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share my videos. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to have a really good dinner here. Let me take another bite. I'm gonna take another bite because I'm like, this is delicious. So good, so easy. Try this out and let me know how you like it. I'll see you again for the next video, guys. Bye!